What's poppin', y'all? A very popular streamer who is a close friend of Adin Ross. His beef with the cartel leader El Mencho has finally ended, and that is because El Mencho, he was killed just the other day, and this caused havoc. It caused cartel havoc. It was a mess in Mexico. They were getting violent, and you're probably wondering, how the hell does this guy have beef with El Mencho? Well, this guy's name is Cheezer, and his community is actually who has been terrorizing him with this. And it's all goes back to years ago. So back in 2024 is when I first remember this coming out. And Drama Alert reposted this and made it clear. And they said trolls are making fake accounts to diss the cartel to get Cheezer killed. So keep in mind, this is November of 2024. El Mencho was just recently killed by a special forces operation by the Mexican government. And his cartel is not happy about it. Like, this guy was apparently very violent, all that other stuff. So the fake tweet Cheezer account was F the Mexican cartel, F El Mencho, pull up in Jacksonville, Florida, cheese emoji. And he has, Cheezer that is, has this interesting dynamic with his community where they just like troll him like this isn't even really trolling, because they're putting him in actual danger, and this would spread around TikTok. People would react to it, and eventually Cheezer would come out and be like, yo, I didn't say this, etc. Now, this pops back up this year, when just the other day when this happened. So this was 2024, right? El Mencho's still alive at that time, and then it happens again that El Mencho dies, and clips start spreading, and they start taking clips out of context. So one of the clips that was spreading is Cheezer went live moments after reports of cartel leader El Mencho's death by special forces and immediately mocked him.
Here we go.
Anonymous just tipped.
Package number one. Here we go. Boom.
So this was something that he was sent. I think this was like a P.O. box opening or something like that. So he was baited into, doing this because people knew the jokes from the fake tweets. So it was an insider community thing. However, if you're seeing this on your feed immediately after this guy is passing away, like I said, most people are not watching streams. They're seeing clips. So if they're seeing clips in real time that make sense, because this clip makes sense, they are going to think it's happening right now. So this continues to spread. There's another one that spread even bigger, which is crazy. And this one even actually looks like a real headline you would get from those pages that give breaking news updates. And they have the guy's face, Cheezer's face, and El Mencho. And they say reports are claiming Kick streamer provided critical intel that helped the Mexican military take out El Mencho. So this is really, really foul. And it gets to a point where Cheezer hops on live stream. That's how big of a deal it was, because this guy never live streams. So a lot of people in Adin's community, except Cuffham, that dude is quite consistent and quite active as a streamer. But a lot of Adin Ross's friends, birds of a feather flock together. Look how lazy Adin Ross is. Now, yeah, Adin Ross is, like I said, the last boxing event he did was an outstanding event. Got to give him credit for that. And I think right now he's going through some family issues. And he had a legendary run for a year and a half. And, in streaming history, he's up there. But the guy is unmotivated. He's lazy. Just compare him to Speed or him to Kai, right? Look what those guys have done with a fraction of the money that Adin Ross has earned. He just doesn't got it like that. And his homies are kind of like that. So Cheezer, his community, they love him, but this guy's lazy. He never streams. And I don't think he had been live for weeks. So for him to get on live, that's a big deal. And the reason he got on live was because this was spreading around everywhere.
The mother switched up on me. You switched up on me. What don't you get? You stupid. You switched up on me, bro. And then you got the dumb that live out. They don't go outside. They don't do nothing. Cheezer asked for this. I go on Monkey and I call fat girls chop. You stupid. Go outside, you ding dong coconut head, TikTok brain. So on God, you're gonna do the come on Jesus Christ, Wallahi, on the Holy Bible, on the Quran, on everything I could swear on. The YTG com is deleted today. On everything I love. These kids. These kids are pieces of shit. After a good stream, guess what I see? Nothing but hate. This isn't the same comment it was back then. Back then, after a good stream, maybe some positivity. These are all psychopaths. spit on every single one of you on God. You're the biggest parasocial psychopaths in the world. This is not the YTG that started in the apartment on God. Serious, I appreciate the sub. This is not, you took 5 days off? Suck it! What the f? You took 5 days off! Yourself! I can take 5 days off if I want. What are you gonna do about it? The f? Stupid kid, bro. Got my mom texting me and worried because of a little peon kid. Suck my dick. This time is over with. I'm done. Aborted. You think I'm... Delete community. Enter YTG to proceed. YTG, goodbye. Suck my dick. Goodbye, suck my ass dog com. No more YTG community. Suck my dick. Rest in piss. I will not miss you, bitch. And now under the new journey, I'm becoming a gamble streamer. Where you gonna go cry now? Nowhere. Suck my dick.
So YTG is the group that he has. So it's like if you watch Cheezer and you're into his community, you're YTG. So for him to delete his Twitter community is a very big deal. Now, one of the people that replied gives a good point. And he says, just so y'all non-viewers know, there are real clips, this is true, of him when he clip farmed off of CARTEL's name and enabled all his viewers to go rampant. The clippers who posted it were literally on his payroll. Now, I don't know about the last part. However, the beginning part is true. So there are real clips of Cheezer saying, man, F the cartel. They're not going to do anything to me. Like, come see me. And he does this about a lot of people and organizations. Like, he'll just talk crazy trash. So to see him reply in this manner, it's a little bit... I guess like kind of hypocritical, because there's another clip I'm gonna play for you guys right now where he says he'd rather be broke.
Brother, I gotta move. Like, what do you mean? I'm not about to. I'm being transparent with you guys. I'm probably not gonna be able to go live for like a week, or I'll just quit. I'd rather be broke as I swear to God, I'd rather be broke as shit than ever deal with this. I might just quit. I might just literally never go live again. I'm not kidding you. I swear to God, I'm being so transparent and honest. You'll probably see me in your Burger King in a couple years. At least I'll be happier. Literally, I would be happier working at Burger King, at your local Burger King in 2 years than dealing with this shit every day. I'm not kidding, bro. I don't know when I'm going live next. This shit's over, bro.
I don't think this is true, but I do think he feels that way right now because he's getting calls from his mom. Like, let me give you guys another example of how this guy operates with his community. Cheezer, I believe he's Bosnian, and his grandfather, Osman, I believe that's his grandfather's name. He either fought in the war or the guy's passed away, right? That's all I know for sure. And they just invoke this guy's name like it's a joke. And they're just like, yo, Osman. So his community is everywhere on Kick. So they'll just go to random other Kick streamers talking about Osman, who is his grandfather, Cheezer's grandfather, and people are wondering, like, what the hell is this? So that's how feral the trolls are from Cheezer's community. And he allows this, and he kind of jokes about it too, which, you know, how some people joke that's on their own, and his community and his homies like Aiden and Cuffham, they joke like that too amongst themselves, but these people have known each other for like 7-8 years. That's all fine and good. But I do think when it gets to the point where they're threatening his safety, because he's talking about, he's like, yo, my mom's hitting me up. I'm getting actual threats about this. And it's valid because people are seeing this. They're probably thinking it's real. But I cannot come out and defend it because you cultivated a community like this. That's the saddest part about it. And even Cuffham, he would respond to this in a tweet saying, too far with this Cheezer-ish. Is it too far? Yes, it is. I agree it's too far, but is the community that you've cultivated going to think that when this is consistent with how they've behaved? Prime example how toxic this ish is. And it's just our side. Nobody else do this to their streamer. Prayers for Cheese and K. That is Cheezer's longtime girlfriend. This ain't funny. Y'all treat us like scums, no troll. And this is another page that posted it and says streamer Cheezer is being credited online with providing critical intel that supposedly helped the Mexican military kill El Mencho, the leader of CJNG. Listen, man, Cuffham, like, I mess with the guy. He's funny. He's entertaining. But they cultivated this. This is not news. And this is the thing, too. People will say, oh, dude, these are really toxic viewers. Aiden Ross also deleted his own community, his own, like, Aiden Loyals. I think it's, like, ARL now. But he deleted, I think he got tricked into deleting it by Kai Cenat, to keep it a buck. And then Kai Cenat still didn't, like, become come back cool with him. And this was at a time when he was trying to reform himself and get unbanned on Twitch, which succeeded. So congrats to him for that. But my belief is that these viewers are completely different when they're watching other streams. That's the honest truth. Because if you're a viewer like this, you go to another stream, you know, if you act in the same way, that streamer's going to ban you and you're just done. So you will conform to the rules of that game. And for example, like a Cuffum, right? Like a Cuffum will do these monkey streams where he has AI things on his face. Like he'll have a face swap. The guy face swaps Charlie Kirk. And yeah, well, like it's honestly insane. Like the whole Kirkify meme, but people close to that guy, I guarantee like his wife, his kids, the people that knew him while he was alive, they don't find that funny at all. They find it really insulting and they find it really toxic. So if you are doing that and you expect the viewers who watch you and are entertained by you, by this toxic stuff, you think that they're going to be like, damn, man, we went too far. No, they're like, yo, this is funny. This is hilarious until actual consequences come from it. Like if Cuffum or Cheezer actually got hurt or harmed behind this, I do think the people involved would feel bad, but that's it. They would just feel bad. The consequences already happened. The person's life has already been, jeopardized or some harm happened to them or their family member, but they are responsible for cultivating this community. And that's why I will always say, you cannot blame a streamer or a content creator for their like fans or viewers going and spreading hate on somebody else. You can't control them in that regard, because even the most positive streamers, they will have their audience will go out and defend them, right? And it can be seen as attacking another group. However, when you've got things like this happening to you, and it's not just, damn, dude, our community is just toxic, they just hate us. Nah, becomes this power dynamic too, where the viewers are like, yo, this guy doesn't want to stream for us. He's a millionaire. He's lazy. So we're going to show him. And it becomes this toxic relationship between the viewer and the streamer, because the viewer feels like they're not getting enough content from the streamer. So they're willing to do crazier stuff to get the streamer's attention or to get him to acknowledge them whatsoever or to stream. So for Cheezer, he kind of set himself up for this. It's not like he never mentioned the cartel and they just randomly started doing this. Like, he did mention the cartel. I don't want to play those clips because I'm not trying to, put that guy out there like that. I don't think that's cool personally, and I wouldn't want to be responsible or even attached to anything that could cause harm to somebody like that in real life, because this stuff is real, especially right now when the guy's dead. It's not even when the guy's alive, which even when he's alive, it's a crazy thing to mess around with. It's not like Cheezer's in Japan or Kazakhstan where he does not have to worry about this whatsoever. Like this is actual danger that he is in. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.